Hello everyone, at Manga Kid here to give my full series review of Love Me Not by Io Sakisaka. This is a 12-volume Shoujo Beat Viz release, standard size manga volume, so decently priced. This is a pretty popular series. Io Sakisaka stuff has been lately with the release of Aoharu Ride. This is my third title of hers that I've read. I started with... I must have started with Strobe Edge, because I've had that for a few years, which I believe some of those volumes are out of print. Hopefully they will be reprinted and restocked at some point, because I think now with people buying Aoharu Ride and Love Me Not, they want to check out Strobe Edge. I love Strobe Edge. I personally love Aoharu Ride. I know some people don't love it very much, but I do, and I also loved Love Me Not. So for me, Io Sakisaka, 3 for 3 at this point, and I will take any other release that Viz or another publisher wants to release of her works in English. I will continue to buy them. So this series, I've actually had my eye on for a really long time, because there was a French release, or there is a French release of this series that's been out for a long time. This series is not brand new, we're just new to getting it in English. And so I was very jealous, and I was actually considering purchasing the French release, even though I do not understand French very well, because Canada is bilingual, so French is our other national language, and we, Chapters, where I buy most of my manga, had the French volumes for sale for years before this was released in English. And I was like, I really want to own this, because I like Io Sakisaka, and I'd love to read this title. But yeah, this is basically about these... We have two main characters, Yuna and Akari, and they meet at the beginning of the series, so they're not previous friends or anything. The beauty of this story is, first of all, that it has two main characters, so we get to see romance budding from two people with very different belief systems when it comes to love and romance. We get two different family dynamics, we get two different, perspectives on the same situation, basically. And so these two meet at the very beginning of the series. Turns out they are new neighbors. And then we also meet Akari's stepbrother, Rio, and we meet Kazu, who is Yuna's childhood friend, I think. They've been friends for a while. They know each other. They all live really close to each other. And so we basically follow the trials and tribulations of young love triangles, love squares, but for the most part, the story is about these two girls becoming friends and really connecting, but having very, very, very different values when it comes to romance and relationships. And Yuna is very naive. She's dreaming of the prince on the white horse, and she's going to be swept away. And Akari has actual dating experience and is a bit more jaded. She's a bit more of a realist. She's like, yeah, we're in high school. Boys are gross and stupid, but I'm still going to date them. But don't get your hopes up. Like, you have too much of a romanticized view of what dating is actually like. And yeah, and then we've got the boys. And what I really love about this story is these four characters really do care about each other. And it's really fun to see their friendship grow, and the relationships grow amongst them. Because you have a really, strong and powerful female friendship that they're new friends, but as the story progresses, obviously they've become better friends. And then you have these two boys who are new friends with each other as well, and you watch them kind of opening up to each other. And what I enjoy about this is, like, the girls are the main characters, but we do get a lot of times when it's just the boys together speaking, and we get to see how they interact with each other when it's just the two of them versus how they interact when the girls are around. And I like that aspect, because you get a bit of, like, the best of both worlds, where you see the boys' side, but you also see the girls' side. Whereas typically shoujo, you're for the most part seeing only the girl's perspective, and then we have some series like Hatsuharu or My Love Story where you are seeing from the boy's perspective, but in that case you're not getting the girl's perspective really. And so this is a nice balance where you have these four characters and you really do get to see from both angles friendships blooming and then also relationships blooming and how both parties feel about such things. And it's a lot of fun. It's got really beautiful Ayo Sakisaka art. It's got these really fun characters that are just, they're really cute. There's some humor, but for the most part, this is a story about friendship and blossoming relationships and how you kind of navigate feelings of other people. How do you tell someone your feelings, and how do you maintain friendships when you may or may not like the same person? How do you navigate misunderstandings? And how do you, as a group of friends, navigate when certain people start liking or dating or whatever someone else in the friend group? All kind of brought together by the fact that these are very new friends. These aren't people who, like, you get the vibe that Yuna and Kazu have known each other for quite a while, but you also get the vibe that there is a bit of a distance between the two of them. And then Rio and Akari come in and bring a different vibe and atmosphere to that friendship, and it's just a lot of fun. It also kind of touches on the topic of that boys and girls can be just friends. That can happen. And you can also get over a crush. It may take time, but it can happen. And you will move on, and you will find somebody who does actually reciprocate your feelings. And you don't need to pine after somebody who doesn't actually like you. And that's something that I really like about Ayo Sakisaka Works, is that a lot of her stuff does incorporate that sort of feeling of either, people are in a relationship and then they break up, or they have feelings that are not requited, and then the character moves on to somebody else. And that's just stuff that you don't always see in shoujo. You normally see one person pining after another person, and they inevitably end up with that person, regardless of the treatment up to that point, regardless of how many times the person rejected them or didn't notice their feelings or whatever. Normally, you have one person who likes another person, and they end up together, either at the beginning, middle, or end of the series. And Ayo Sakisaka shows that there is nuance, and that high schoolers probably will like multiple people in their high school career, and that is okay, it is natural, it's going to happen. And you will get over it, you will move on, you will find someone else, and it's fine. And I think that's a big thing in Ayo Sakisaka's works that really stands out to me, is that it's not always one person likes one other person. And that's the be-all, end-all of it, and you're either going to watch the entire series of that person trying to win over the other person, or you're going to watch them get the person, and then you watch the inevitable love triangles and all these things and whatever. But that's not to say that her works don't contain those tropes as well. But I think there's just more nuance to it, and I really enjoy that. So anyway, Love Me, Love Me Not. I do recommend it. If you like shoujo manga, you're probably going to like it. It's pretty good. And in this case, you get two main characters. Double the fun. Beautiful artwork. I cannot wait to see what the next title... I can't imagine this is the last Ayo Sakisaka title we're going to get in English, based on how well they've been selling this and Aoharu Ride, so I cannot wait.